through the red door on the first floor of the school.
Oh, no.
See you soon.
There's no name written upside down this time. Time to save. Alright. I've got no idea who could have done it. I have a few suspicions. What? Are we missing someone?
Yo.
Where's Toko?
Huh?
She's still in her room?
Come on!
The crucial part of the class trial is...
What are you gonna do?
Oh! There. It's like that. Just like you said, a few minutes later, he reappeared dragging Toko behind him. Toko, are you okay?
Phew.
Now everyone's here, right? Hustle onto the elevator. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, before we go in, let's review. We got the file. She was killed in the girls' locker room. She was killed instantly by a blunt object. Sakura's account. She wanted to get stronger. She declined invitations and used the locker room late at night to avoid them. She wanted help with her efforts. She may have been meeting someone in the locker room the night she was murdered. AKA the killer. The dumbbell. Has a lot of blood. AKA the murder weapon. Oh wait, why am I doing that? I told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some students, due to her inferiority complex or being weak, she admired strength more than anything else. To lock the room, you need to swipe the handbook. Use a male student to get the boys' locker room. If you use the girls, it's possible for two people to enter at the same time. Lending your handbook is a violation of the rules. Handbooks of the dead people are in the mailbox. Leon's is broken. But not actually broken, just currently disabled. Genocide Jack victims. There are a lot of victims, they're killed the same way with bloodlust. The killer is likely a student suffering from a split personality. Unfortunately, that strongly points towards Toko because she's been acting extremely weird. Chihiro's kept her distance from the other girls. She gets along remarkably well with the guys. There's a brown stain on the boys' locker room carpet, kinda gross. The posters look like they were switched. Chihiro's handbook is missing. She's been suspended, her hands have been bound, she's got some kind of injury. Oh, they were even wrapped by a wire. There's a coffee stain on the girls' locker room floor, however, it's been scrubbed away. Yako used the lamp, but the extension cord is missing. Right before nighttime, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. She was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag, presumably on her way there. The clothes were not seen. I'm the only one who knows about this. So, anyone says anything about that, we're shooting them with that gun.
Let's go.
Chihiro. She was such a nice girl. Why would someone kill Small? What do you think, Mondo?
Hey, come on.
Yeah, why she work together? Let's talk to Toko before the trial. Let's not talk to Toko before the trial. Kyoko, what do you think?
Shall we go?
Let's go.
It's true.
I don't think they could have switched the whole rooms. That sounds difficult. I think it's probably just the carpet and posters. They don't know how they could switch, like, which door was which. There's so many fewer people now. So that means it actually could have happened in the boys' room? Or she got a guy to steal a girl's thing and follow her into the girl's room? I don't know. Evidence points to someone going back and forth between them. And only a guy would have been able to do that because Leon's handbook isn't turning on. You redecorated? Don't waste our time. Let's get this over with.
Very nice. Well, thrills, chill.
So the curtain opened once again. Blah blah blah. A deadly class trial. Justice is much welcome to the school environment. Alright. Let's set those skills. Because now I have 2 skills! Increases the speed of memorizing a statement effective during the non-stop debate. Costs 2 SP. What was that? Oh, okay. I'll attach that. I also have Melodious Voice. Increase the damage dealt the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Alright. Well, there's little to no evidence to show that. Unless we
Let's
find...
begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Yes, Mr. Bear.
If you can figure out,
Yeah.
then I'll punish everyone.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the murder weapon.
Okay. Well, I think it's kind of obvious. We got a dumbbell. Is he gonna give me multiple bullets? No? Alright, well, it's kind of obvious. It's a dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Correct!
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
What do you mean?
Shoot!
What do you mean that's wrong?
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe. Interesting.
No, I missed!
That certainly would make.
Poor Chihiro.
It's not a pipe!
Chihiro's. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt instrument?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
This is why no one
that's
likes
wrong.
Chihiro.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? Found at the scene of the crime?
Hero, did you not look at the scene of the crime at all? Again?
It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
How much investigating did you do? Did you hold it up to her head?
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit.
Right.
Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Right. Who is it, boss?
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is
Who is it?
the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
But who is Genocide Jack? Oh, new element? Sure. Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. The truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines. So think of them as obstacles in your debate. As a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way, press the right mouse button to attach a silencer, which you can use to shoot down white noise. However, you shoot down an actual remark with your silencer instead of white noise, the time limit will decrease. Ooh. The action difficulty is set to gentle, the white noise won't appear at all. In which case you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation. Well, I'm on kind, not gentle. So... what do we got? Genocide Jack case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of I don't know who that is!
Hifumi, that has nothing to do. Okay.
The culprit
it's no
is
proof.
Genocide Jack. Case closed, as far as
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes...
Well, I mean, come on. There's just
No proof for it.
Got him.
No, that's wrong.
We've got a case file that's gone missing.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file. while I was looking around the archive in the library.
With Byakuya.
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What?
Yes.
That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
That's a good question, Mr. Pompadour.
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
I can't argue with him here. I've got no explanation and no way to explain it.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
That's... No.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Okay.
I got it!
That was an easy one.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
What he said.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Right.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Dun dun dun!
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What? How can you just say that so nonchalantly? I was still looking for evidence to prove it was Toko, because I thought it was Toko. And then you just come out and say it's Toko?
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What?
You lie!
She's right next to you, don't make her angry.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Uh-huh.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
You're supposed to be a clairvoyant. You should know what's happening in the future. Yes. Multiple personality disorder. Hangman's Gambit. What? S? C? Schizo?
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
I spelled out... That's such a weird word to just randomly throw in.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have... what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Did.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Completely logical. Yes. I know schizophrenia. I just like... Why couldn't they have made it a little easier and threw in the hard letters already in?
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
One thing that shows her had to do. Her behavior
I
changed.
got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Of course.
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She had her tongue sticking out of her mouth like a dog. quite concerning.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm.
Gasp.
In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Dun dun dun!
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yes. Is that her secret? Was she trying to hide that from people and then
The
she
reason
killed
she
someone for
locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
it? Oh my gosh, Byaku, you're genius! I'm so glad you worked under me in
What?
this case.
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
Sparky, this isn't the only one who's as smart as you. Makoto's solving all this pretty easily.
And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
Dun dun dun!
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
Okay, now Hina, you're probably smarter than Hina.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Ah,
What?
he's making her cry.
Promised. I can't believe you lied.
I was gonna ship these two.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
They all did.
This is the real
Even
world,
Kyoko,
not
who
some
seems to know
romantic
everything.
fantasy fairy tale.
Oh no, she wanted to hit him up.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
Oh no.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
No, I was gonna ship
That's
it.
the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried.
Get
to
Genocide
control
Jack
it.
up on the scan. I want to talk to that part of her.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Stop being such a butt.
I hate you.
Good.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't.
Summon Genocide Jack to the courtroom.
Well, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
Genocide Jill.
Yes. What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do?
Hello, Toko.
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
She's scaring me. I don't think her tongue is supposed to be that long and pointy.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know. It's about as pointy as your pompadour.
Toko, what happened to you?
It's about as red as your eyes.
Not Toko! That's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's so intense.
Like they say,
she do it?
sound and murderous mind, sound and murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
She's scaring me. This is pretty
Miss
insane.
Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
So you are the mastermind.
Just kidding!
Oh.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Alright.
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Wow.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
I guess she's into that.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
Alright.
Just kidding again!
Never mind, she's not into that.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
What's the motive?
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
That's the
Well,
motive?
let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
I'm not sure whether to doubt her because she's crazy or trust her because she's crazy.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Hina, don't call the creepy chick the monster. She's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. I need more details. Spin to win! Status of the dead body.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's wrong.
There are wires, no scissors. I'm surprised you of all
Are the
people
methods
didn't
of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
You did miss something important. Basically, she says she's not the killer. The methods of murder aren't exactly the same, even though Byakuya
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
I wasn't expecting you to understand, Hagakure.
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
AKA her MO.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Huh?
But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee?
This is no creation of mine.
She didn't use Chef Boyardee to kill her.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Yeah.
I got it!
Injured.
For one, the cause of death is different.
Correct.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
With a dumbbell.
Yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
Correct.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Now I want pasta.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Oh, it's used to suspend.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up
It's
by
not
her
rope,
wrists.
it's the extension cord.
What is your point?
Oh, he doesn't want to reveal
Well,
that yet.
in all the previous Genocide
Smart.
Jack cases,
This guy's a genius.
something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
So it wasn't her?
And you know what else?
What else?
Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Are there 3 differences?
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Sweet, I'm a hamburger.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
Oh, she only kills guys.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Hold on, let me look at my bullets again. Gotta go to the case file. Ken, Tetshiro, Soji. Yeah, those sound like guy names. Because Chihiro was her lover.
I got it!
Ooh.
Is it because
Scandalous.
Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
They're very
What are you
excited.
talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
Oh,
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
that's your embarrassed face?
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
Oh. Alright.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
Alright.
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Why is this? This is making me so hungry.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
Ooh, you struck a nerve with that one.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
She's got a point. I don't know why, but I'm starting to trust this chick almost like I was trusting Shelly to kill her in the second Ace Attorney game.
That does make some amount of sense. Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Right.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
That's a very good question. Definitely not you. So
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
yes, Hifumi. It's a school without any scissors whatsoever.
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da!
She keeps them on her at all times.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
She's got a heart on for scissors.
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
No! We lost our one suspect!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Kyoko, you've been really quiet this whole time. Who could have copied the cases? Well, it would have to be the person who told me they exist.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
It's highly possible.
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her. So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Calm down there, Jill.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Don't make rhymes, Byakuya. This is serious.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms, they're suspicious, very suspicious indeed. Would you agree? Seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I mean, I would want to go to the girls' locker room first if we were randomly allowed to search the whole school.
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
How did you know it was her?
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Yeah.
Okay then. What's so strange about it? Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
I would love to hear about it. Truth flashback. Hold down the left mouse button. You'll memorize that weak spot. Memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you were to change the truth bullet, it will disappear. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. The answer to a lie or contradiction in your bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make a case. When's the best time for flashbacks? You'll just have to use your key wits. Alright, Byakuya, you dirty scrub. Monokuma file number 2.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Before we found the
But he
body.
was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
That's a natural reaction for the victim was Chihiro. So of course I would suggest we check the girl. There was no time for point.
what's so strange? I wish you'd taken me with you.
Hey Fumi, you dirty scrub, and also I clicked the wrong button.
So, you said but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural. The victim was Chihiro.
How did you know that?
No, that's wrong.
Okay, I figured out how this works.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us. What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is more to it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof
wire.
you're looking for is...
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Correct. It's gotta be the lamp desk. Desk lamp. Library desk lamp.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
Desk lamp.
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, I hit the stuff!
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden
No,
away somewhere.
I hit the white noise! No!
When I want to kill, and I use those same...
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya,
Where'd you get...
I'd never seen
that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
Damn it! That was a great shot! It blocked right as I
Actually,
hit it!
I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
God damn it!
Because
That was
you see,
so great.
that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
Dun dun dun!
What? An extension cord?
Did no one look at the body at all?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
Oh my god!
And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
Gasp.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Yeah, what I said.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
Unless someone's trying to frame him.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
What?
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
There's a problem.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think...
Do we really?
I know. There's something that's still...
Is that right? I killed her in the girls' locker. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look... What about all that bothers you?
Something's not right. The scene of the crime!
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later.
Smart boy?
along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
I just take you off guard.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Alright, let's check out the proof. We have Sakura's account. No. Never mind. We don't have that. We have the carpet and the posters. And the disappearing stain. Something that was switched. Alright, this is gonna be the posters.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
Yes.
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Yes!
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
Because they're all lesbian.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Okay.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
Tornado? They definitely do not all look like guys.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Yes, the coffee.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier,
Hush,
I
we're
spilled
debating.
some protein coffee on the carpet.
Hush! I'm in the middle of a debate!
But I noticed that
No
after the
interrupting
murder,
the debate!
the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
The stain was moved! To the boys' locker room!
I got it!
Hush!
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
It's just the mailman! Okay, hold on. Temporary fix. There you go. It's just the mailman.
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
It's the stain!
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
Hush! You! I'm investigating a murder!
But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible.
It's
Don't you
highly
think?
plausible.
What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
Go bark somewhere else.
By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
Yes, they were.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
That's a good question. If that's up, then that brings up more questions.
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
That's a very good question that should come first.
Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room,
Correct.
then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
That's another very good question.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Can't say that for sure yet.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, he's gonna bring up the mailbox.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
He's gonna bring up the mailbox. Here it comes. It's gonna be the mailbox.
Is it really possible?
Yep.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the...
She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Nope.
She was the ultimate program. I'm sure that would have been no problem.
No, I don't. She used the thing that... Huh?
What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Wrong. It's busted.
No, that's wrong.
Ding ding.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Yeah.
Why not?
This guy is so dumb.
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
Do you not even think?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
I agree.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
Yes, borrowing is perfectly fine.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Correct.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Ding ding.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers like I said.
No.
She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
She stole someone else's.
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
What? Is that it?
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
Why do you seem so grumpy today?
There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
How?
what?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
Nice. You got the bear on your
Well, all
side.
right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Recess? That didn't happen last time.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Don't you mean very unhappy? Ha 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 ha.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Sure. Where are we going, girl? Thanks for the self-confidence booster. What's up, girl? Oh, the scene of the murder.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Okay.
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Sparky?
Take your time.
Sparky, do you have
Examine her.
in-game X-ray vision or something?
No, wait.
It's probably best if I don't run my hand.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything.
Very well. I'll do it.
But
The
you're a
strongest
girl.
among us.
You should...
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just...
Sakura.
Sakura, you're so strong.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Oh,
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
okay.
Okay. Here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
I don't think she would.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? What? This is... What is this?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Oh my gosh, it was a trap! Ah!
I see. So she was actually a
It was a trap!
Interesting. Thank you
Small
for
was a
confirming this
trap!
fact.
A small trap!
What?
Ah!
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Oh no!
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Gah!
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Jill!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
What?
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
I don't know why you're so good at this game, Sporkles. It's almost like you read a guide or something.
Ahem.
Alright,
I do
alright.
apologize for keeping you waiting.
Maybe you played the game
Now
before.
then, we've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from
Small
there.
boy.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it. And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Good to know.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
She's backing me up.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
Whoa!
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
That's true.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
Yes.
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Oh my god.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Yeah, he was totally flat.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
No, they haven't. Who did it?
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become
We did
very
fall for a trap.
interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his
But
own little
the trap
world.
was still a cinnamon roll. Who would never hurt a fly?
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Yeah.
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
He's acting all tsundere. He likes me.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit.
Alright, so we got two people who could be the culprit.
I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Hi, Dar. You just altered the body?
Are you fucking with us right now?
What?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
You
Well,
contaminated
I
the
find
crime
it very
scene.
hard to believe.
go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
Yeah.
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now
Wait,
then,
is that,
if it
was that
wasn't
his
me,
dark secret?
who was it?
Was his dark secret that he's actually a girl?
Well,
Or guy?
I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
That's what Edgeworth would say.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
Edgeworth would not
That's
say that.
true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Yes.
Damn straight. Count me in.
You go with the flow too much.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
I was gonna go more with a porcupine.
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Not it. Yeah, who's the killer? The killer's a guy. Woo! Alright, Celeste's account.
Isn't there?
What is Celeste's account? Chihiro was leaving the website. She had some blue exercise clothes in a duffel bag. Another was found at the crime scene, and no one else knows about it.
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something, but
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Even that. Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new
it's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Wrong.
Whew! No, that's
I
wrong.
almost missed that. There aren't enough clues.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think,
I
Celeste?
almost hit that one. I almost hit the wrong one. Oh, phew, I'm so glad I missed that.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Whew.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
And the deceased.
The rest of you had no idea, did you?
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Alright, Sparky Dar, place your bets on whodunit. Unfortunately, it's gonna be another guy. Actually, no,
I
that's
saw
a good
him
thing. That means the
stuffing
guy
a
to girl
track
ratio is
jacket
going
into a duffel
extremely
bag.
high.
And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
That's good odds.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
What did he say? Kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
Oh my gosh, they were
But
forming
Hina
a
and
manly
I had
bond.
invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
Interesting. Interesting.
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Interesting. If I remember correctly, there's only one person that Chihiro was kind of close talky-talk with. Someone who promised him something.
What a marvelous friendship!
I don't know what this means, or if they're
The
the
point
killer
is,
yet.
whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
I do? Just tell me, girl. Come on.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
I know who the killer. I think I know who the killer is. Do you know who the killer is?
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Uh-huh.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious
Duffel bag
who was
and a
waiting
track
for him.
jacket. Duffel bag and a track jacket. Duffel bag and a track jacket.
Are you sure about that?
No one wears a track jacket.
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Who's got the key to the incinerator?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
I have a feeling we're using Celeste's account again, but we're probably gonna have to use the other.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Correct.
He was on his way to go, so next we have to... Why did he choose the specific...
What do you mean, this?
I got it! He picked that. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what's your... The killer was wearing the same blue... My tracksuit is black.
That's a
I don't even have a
tracksuit?
tracksuit.
Because exercise...
I have a white tracksuit.
I got it from the...
Did any of that really help us get any close?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing...
Oh, I get it!
First of all, we know where he was on his way to go. So next we have to ask, why did he choose...
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue... My tracksuit.
Because exercising...
I have a white track. I got it from the...
Did any of that really help us?
No way.
Okay. I
Not
think
a
I
chance.
have... I think
You
I've got an
heard
idea. Alright, let's look at the account again. Hold on. There's 2 things I need to check before we can get to...
First of all, we know where he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose...
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one...
So...
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Oops. Hold on.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose...
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue track...
She didn't tell
that's
anyone!
wrong.
That's the thing! How did he know it was blue? She only told me
Hold
the
on
color!
a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Oh my god! I was right!
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
It was the pompadour!
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
Because the pompadour made a promise to him in the cafeteria.
So why did
I
you say
remember that.
Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
Oh god!
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how
Mondo,
did you
you
know what
filthy
color Chihiro's
scrub!
track...
Because I just...
You're gonna break Taka's heart!
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
You're breaking
No,
his heart!
that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
Cherry!
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
Mondo!
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
He would have had it in the bag!
That can't be. When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Filthy scrub!
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
What she said!
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Oh my god!
Now I understand.
It was a bluff!
It was all one big bluff, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, this is Ace Attorney!
Your
We're
true
bluffing!
intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Whoa!
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he was acting.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
What?
Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Oh, he said dude! He called Chihiro a dude!
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed...
Oh. You happen to refer to him as dude.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, you dirty pompadour-wearing scrub!
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Oh no,
You've been all
DDR
over
time!
me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
The fact that you are a criminal because you killed her!
He would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
Taka, you're in denial!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Oh yeah, he's got secret
That's
evidence.
what my little ghost friend is telling me.
You have a ghost friend?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
The missing thing!
Actually, you know, now that I'm...
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and
must have
walk
found
away?
your thing.
It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then...
He found her pad. His pad.
Here it is.
What
It happens to be an e-handbook.
Her e-hand,
I
his
found it laying on the
e-handbook.
ground, so I
Small.
scooped it up.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
We do!
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found...
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Just like Leon's!
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's impossible.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
They aren't.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken. As is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
That's true.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Yes.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
I don't know. You tell me, Bear. Hitting its weak point.
I got it! You
Like the
already
bear
told
said.
us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
It was like an hour ago, max.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
Short break, I need to use the restroom. Alright, we're back. Let's keep going.
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
What is the weakness?
Huh? You're asking me?
Yes.
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Yes.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
What? Did someone take the handbooks to the place where Leon and Taka... No, not Leon. Taka and Mondo almost killed themselves in the fire?
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The sauna! Oh my gosh, Hifumi, why didn't you say that
The temperature
sooner?
in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
Yes.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
That's fancy.
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Gotcha.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Me too, Taka.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Wait, that's Mondo's in the front entrance. He stole Leon's.
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
Mondo was wearing all his clothes. He had his handbook on him.
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
Oh
I
my
won't
gosh.
say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
Yes.
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna...
Don't cry, Taka. I know it's hard. Dry those tears. Had to be the one who wore all the clothes into the sauna. Mondo!
Here's my answer.
Oh my god!
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna,
And then you
didn't it?
stole Leon's!
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Because you were buck naked in the sauna.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago.
I was the
remember?
witness.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
Your brother's a murderer, Taka.
And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong! He would never kill! I don't accept this! Show me the proof! The actual solid proof!
Show us your handbook! What color do I have? Crap. Alright. So we have the broken one.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
Okay.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
One more time.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look!
Stop freaking out.
Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
He's a biker gang leader!
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
No, that's wrong.
Got him. Those 5 seconds I lost don't mean anything.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own.
I was right!
After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
Well, you got a point. I'm not a student anymore if they're dead.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries.
There aren't
If
any gray
anything,
areas on you.
it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Alright.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Taka, I'm so sorry.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time?
It's story
from the
time!
beginning.
Let's go!
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Has there been another thing added to the climax? Nope. Alright. Okay, so she got the thing. She got caught. Why? Hold on. I can click on these things. Duffel bag, and she didn't have a wire. She didn't have her card. She didn't drop it. There's a blue belt. Okay. There's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker rooms. Right. She swiped her thing to get in. Is there this thing that shows the boys' room? This one. Somebody was in there. Whatever the killer used was. Dumbbell they were working on with. Where it took place, the blood splattered onto something. Man, this is such a helpful hit sequence. Okay. Realize that she's dead. Seems the killer switched around the carpet and well, something else. Which locker room did the killer move to? Oh no, this one. Picked something from the other locker and switched it to see the crime. So they cut up the poster. Byakuya brought the Rope. Figure out and see what did he use to disguise what had happened. Oh no, he brought a girl's card. And then he used the rope. Or the wire. Where did the killer go after they were done? They went to the sauna. And then they dropped the thing.
The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
Right.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
This time, the only thing we don't know is the motive.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room.
Like, yeah, it probably has something to do with his secret. Because if it's bad enough to make him want to kill Chihiro for wanting to get tougher, then it's gotta be pretty bad. Once
inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
What? What? You mean the bloody dumbbell isn't right? God damn it, it was the poster girl.
Here's exactly what happened.
Alright.
And attacked.
Splat.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was
this
likely
killer
in the
looks just
heat
like
of the
Leon's
moment.
killer guy.
The body
last
was
case.
arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
The bloody poster.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
And he put up the poster.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Yeah, why'd he do that? Damn it.
Here's exactly what happened.
Take 3.
That could have been the end. Byakuya discovered the body. So, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to...
Damn it! What did he use to disguise what had happened? I don't know. Oh, when did this get here? God damn it!
Here's exactly what happened.
How did I miss that one?
He used the cord to...
I couldn't find... I didn't know it was there!
Then, using the victim's own blood, he wanted to create the illusion that... And around the same... The killer, having already disposed of Chihiro there, they planned... And just as the killer expected, somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna.
I know, I just didn't scroll far enough.
And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Look at the pompadour!
Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Crash!
Wait.
Kinda low on hearts.
No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof.
Show me Leon's
Without any
handbook.
proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Absolutely. What's up? Fever time and nega time. Press the space key. Fever time will activate and tab will be forced to its max? If you push buttons at random, you won't miss. You push right mouse button left. Okay? This only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of time. Wouldn't be fair if only you got the time. All the cards simply called nega time for your opponent. Deactivate every time. Tempo marker will disappear. Boy. No, never mind. Alright. Go time! It's high noon against oh.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
Got him.
Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
Got him. That's surprisingly easier when you actually know what's going on.
If
I didn't
my
lose a single
thinking
bit of my
so far
heart.
is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
I was surprised Taka was the one standing up for him. I thought I'd have to go into gun shooting mode against the Pompadour. Give me that B. Oh. Straight A's. I did it.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
Can you explain?
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait, hold on.
No waiting, no holding on.
What's his motive?
Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank. Who will you elect as the black? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
We don't have a motive.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I want to know what the motive is, though. Can it be Leon again? Yeah, I want to know why he did it.
What?
Yes, we got it right again. Owada, why?
Unbelievable.
The vote was not unanimous. Taka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone. I refuse to believe it.
Sorry.
What is...
Why are you apologizing? Why? That's what I want to know!
Now then.
Let me explain.
Actually...
It's a sad story of two men. If anyone doesn't want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. I want to hear it. So once a young boy. His name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. Here, things like that, as long as he can remember, he can overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, taking on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Nobody able to say anything even though you're a boy, no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell. Inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of it. It was not so easily rooted out. Turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear, it only grew stronger and stronger. I am weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you won't survive. I don't know. Leon and Owada both seem pretty strong, and they didn't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of embarrassing secrets. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
That was something Chihiro couldn't let everyone find out, no matter what the cost. If he was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack and everyone would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him even more than before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have been sent him spiraling to despair. And yet...
I'm sorry. But...
Maybe I can talk later. Do my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Knowingly, he used the thread of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my
I
chance.
want to
I'm gonna get
change.
stronger and accept who I am. Brave boy! That day, he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exiting, he thought it would be a good idea to ask for someone's help. He wanted to tell that person his secret first again. Ask them to help him from there. That person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
...was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was also the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to be. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage, so he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. It was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So that must be why Mondo did what he did to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Did what he did. I mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Was that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it. I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But...
I was moving the body to keep a secret.
Because
everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room. Then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Mondo did all that to keep the promise and to cover up his crime. Why would he do that? The more I hear, I don't understand. You guys trusted each other, right? Why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
It's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
You're wrong.
That's impossible.
Don't make me repeat
How many
myself.
times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. If you can't comprehend it, you obviously can. That's all there is to it. More on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anybody to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Whoa! He calls Taka his brother, though! The ultimate biker gang leader makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. The only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Pampa Bro! Daya Owada. So much respect. Only family. Want to measure up to his brother. Starry-eyed kid brother. Biggest biker gang in the country. Daya was number 1 and his number 2 was his lil bro. Everything was peaches and gravy. He had to take over the gang and it modded his soul? That kid's gonna take over Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that's gonna do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I just...
Stronger than Daya. Hey! That's what Small wanted to do. Once, just one time, no matter what.
Don't fuck with me!
Get what it takes, I gotta come out on top. Challenge him to a street race. During the race, tragedy struck. Kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Oni-chan! No! Nothing in his kid brother's arm, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. Sorry. Rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise. A promise between men! Ah! He decided to hide the truth from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together, to keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to saying it was his own weakness that caused him. As a result, the team was made even stronger as the banner of the kid who's bested his brother. The crazy Diamond. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. Mondo! I'm strong. That's the opposite of what Small was saying! As soon as the game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. Mondo killed his own brother. I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it would have all been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with kind of funny uneasiness and it just started swirling around. Never felt anything like it before. I just to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say. After a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. It's right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. He told me a secret. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this? Huh? I mean, you get the secret all the time. If anyone found out, you would... You're right,
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut, but like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. Small, you were so brave! You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
Saying I should just say it?
What?
I think I should be able to tell everyone my secret.
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his weakness, to try to overcome it. It was the kind of strength I'd never had. I was so jealous. That jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong.
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I feel like I could hear something starting to creak, something inside my head. What to do? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's...
Damn
Why'd you have
you!
to tell me that? Are you trying to rub failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. I am strong. Strong. Stronger than you!
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya! Don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my head. I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him. I killed Chihiro.
Mondo!
Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been.
At least you're up front with it, boy. You're showing some degree of strength.
And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo.
Yep.
Punishment? Uh-oh.
It can't be.
Execution?
Well now.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait, just wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Well, it looks like we lost Mondo.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Bear time. Bye, Mondo. What this time? A spinny thing? Hypnotism? He's on a bike! Oh my gosh, Pompadour Bear! He's facing his punishment like a real man. He looks so manly. Ooh, it's a ball with tigers. It doesn't look that... Homer Simpson did this in the Simpsons movie, right? Cage of Death? I don't think that bear has a motorcycle license. Oh, he got ejected? How's the bike still going? He's doing the hula hoop? Oh! I don't think those things are supposed to have electricity running through. Oh. That doesn't look so good for Mondo. Mondo? 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 They turned him into butter! Oh my god! My brother! Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I'm going mad. Mondo Butter! Stop screaming! Yakuya.
What is this?
Naturally.
Hey. However...
Why'd you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Because it made things more interesting. Dirty scrub.
Honestly,
That rule never mattered to me.
there is nothing to be done.
Spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room.
What?
You witnessed the murder? You had the slightest idea that I'd seen it.
Well,
That's right.
Wow. Does that to liven things
I
up?
see.
You filthy scrub!
But...
Obviously, it would have revealed the truth before it reached that point, of course. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become black, and now I know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Get out.
Hey,
Something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
you...
I like to perform these elaborate executions each time, right? My question is, why? Do you like them? This punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. It's a gift to mankind
What?
itself. You're over-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. Transform all hope into despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean?
What the heck? Damn it!
I don't understand why I have to pick apart every stupid little thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I am going to stand alone as the victor, then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
Noble son of
how
a noble family,
exciting!
surely you understand. It's the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
I've never stooped to a level of childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you,
In
understand?
the name of my family.
Which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
You're not the main... I'm the main character! Because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It's kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy had more chance than we did. I think we're really feeling the despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
What?
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it.
Who are you talking to?
Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part.
What?
You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay?
Is there a spy in our midst? Is someone working for the bear?
After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Excuse me? What kind of bear has measurements? Who is it? The 16th? Whoa! Whoa! There's another student!
Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there.
Is that Byakuya?
I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Oh no! I understand why it's a boy's life of despair. Because a girl was disguised as a boy. Small, and now we're down to 10.